The Mount Vernon Marauders at 22-5 against the Brebeuf Braves and Alan Henderson at 25-1. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the telecast. I'm Mike Goldberg. We'll be with you all evening long for great high school basketball here on TTV4. Joining me for the telecast again, of course, is Gary Donna, the publisher of Hoosier Basketball Magazine. And in Brebeuf's case, as Alan Henderson goes, so do they, and that's been the story all tournament long.
Well, it has been, but when he couldn't go, in times that he's had a little foul trouble, they picked up the slack, and they certainly did that today. The result was a win. It's still in the stars for the Braves. They're advancing tonight, and they play a fine Mount Vernon team, which I'd say survived the situation this afternoon. Here we see Alan Henderson chasing a loose ball, and Henderson catches up, makes the turn, and you'll see him now grab the top of that right knee, and he suffered a thigh bruise, which sent him to the bench. And that was a scary moment for the Brebeuf Braves, because it not only sent him to the bench, but Alan Henderson went to the locker room about midway through that second half, and what happened was a 12-point lead was quickly disintegrated to 6. Shelbyville came storming back. Well, they certainly did. There's Heaton firing from long range, Willoughby getting the rebound, and without an Alan Henderson in there, he's able to go up strong. Allen set out for 5 minutes and 3 seconds, and as you mentioned, the lead was cut in half, but then Allen returned. And the force was recognized inside, but also great help as Brebeuf was moving forward in Alan Henderson's absence. Well, they moved forward with their forwards. They combined for 32 points, as you see here. Larry Winters and Larry Courtney's sharing the load, actually 26 points with the support from Otis Gordon and David Roberts, and also some timely perimeter scoring from the backcourt. 15 points between starting guards Greg Barber and Hostetter. And in Mount Vernon's case, they are a balanced attack led by their big man. You see him right here, Chad Kleine. He had 25 today. Well, he's 6'8", he's strong, he's a very emotional player, and he's a leader as a senior for the Marauders. And so is the junior, really, Brian Gilpin, on the turnaround, 17 points for the future Indiana Hoosier. Twin Towers did well, but so did Kevin Browning. He was scoreless the first half, but here he comes out in the second half, unloads a 3, got himself going. That led to 13 second-half points for Browning. I think what it really came down to was the play of Roger Huffman, though. He broke that Richmond pressure all day long. He was 12 of 14 from the line, 12 points all from the line, and that's why Mount Vernon is here tonight, and we are too, for the Hinkle Semi-State Finals. The Mount Vernon Marauders and the Brebeuf Braves. We'll be back with the opening lineups after this short timeout. It's high school basketball here on TTV4. Welcome back to the Hinkle Fieldhouse here on the campus of Butler University. Everybody wants basketball. Let's turn the program over to our PA announcer, Ed Watson.
The state championship game. The Lawrence North Color Guard, under the direction of Mrs. Sandy Boots, will perform to the gymnastic theme of the 1984 Olympics. The national anthem will be played by Dave Ham and John Sturm.
Just the start of a wonderful evening of basketball here at the Hinkle Fieldhouse. Everybody has anticipation for a great basketball game between the Mt Vernon Marauders and, of course, the Brebeuf Braves. The Braves, the number 4 team in the state of Indiana. Even our man over there, Ed Watson, is ready to get things going. The records are great, 22-5, 25-1 for Brebeuf. We are awaiting the teams to come back out to the floor for the starting lineups, and while we do wait for that, Gary, right off the bat, I think we're going to see a lot of great action this evening, and there's no doubt, is there?
Well, I think so. You know, when you get down to this level, the final 8 in the state, hardly ever does anybody sneak through, and certainly Brebeuf has not been in a situation where they sneak through. I mean, they had to play Ben Davis right off the bat. They had a tough Indianapolis regional, and they have had a plucky Shelbyville team today, and likewise Mt Vernon had to come through a tough Newcastle regional, and they had to beat a very, very quick and talented Richmond team today. So both teams did it the old-fashioned way. They earned it. They're here, and they're both going to go at it tonight.
They certainly are, and we're ready for the starting lineups for tonight's basketball game. Let's turn it back over to Ed Watson.
Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the visitors, the Mt Vernon Marauders. First, the non-starters. Number 10, Mike Carter. Number 12, Jeff Boyle. Number 20, Chris White. Number 30, John Harvey. Number 32, Gabe Witherspoon. Number 42, Mark Barnett. Number 44, Lincoln Chappell. And now your starters. Starting at 1 forward, a 6'8" senior, number 40, Chad Kleine. At the other forward, a 6'1" junior, number 21, Kevin Browning. Starting at center, a 6'11" junior, number 50, Brian Gilpin. Starting at 1 guard, a 6'1" senior, number 11, Alex Shank. 5'8" senior, number 13, Roger Huffman. The Marauder coach, Jimmy Howe. And now for the home team, the Brebeuf Braves. First, the non-starters. Number 10, Nate Miller. Number 11, John McCray. Number 14, Alex Walker. Number 21, Brian Henderson. Number 30, Mark Moss. Number 31, Larry Courtney. Number 32, Otis Gordon. And now the starters. At 1 forward, a 6'3" senior, number 33, David Roberts. At the other forward, a 6'3" senior, 34, Larry Winters. Starting at center, a 6'9" senior, number 44, Alan Henderson. Starting at 1 guard, a 5'9" senior, number 20, Brad Hostetter. And the other guard, a 5'10" senior, number 23, Greg Barber. The Brave coach, Mike Miller. Tonight's officials, Tom May and Tom Urban.
Well, there you saw it, Gary Donna. Alan Henderson, he is the man that makes Brebeuf go, and he will go, he will get the start. Look at him in warm-ups. He looked just fine, really.
Well, freshman coach Bruce McCall told me shortly before the Brebeuf came out that Alan's probably 95%, a little twinge, but they did some therapy on him between games, spent some time in a hot tub or a whirlpool, if you will, and that he's going to be ready to go. And when the buzzer goes up, the gamers forget those kind of things. So I'd say Alan Henderson at 95% is probably most players at 110%. So I think Brebeuf's going to have Alan almost full strength, and just him being there is a plus.
It certainly is, and he's certainly a big one. Browning, Kleine, Gilpin, Shank, and Huffman start for the Marauders. Winners, Roberts, Henderson, Hostetter, and Barber get the start for the Brebeuf Braves, and we're ready for basketball. The tip-off between two future Hoosiers, Alan Henderson and Brian Gilpin. And the tip-off controlled by Brebeuf.
In that zone. No surprise, really. That's what most people do to combat Alan Henderson in the middle. Shelbyville was very effective with that, at least effective in holding Allen, but they lost the ball. They won the battle and lost the war.
Henderson with the jumper. Short, but rebound inside, and good play down low by Chad Kleine.
Chad Kleine blocking a shot just like he blocked a pass to end the ball game today and get possession and secure the win for Mt Vernon.
Mt Vernon will try to get the early lead. Alex Shank with the basketball, gives it back up to the point guard, Roger Huffman. Inside, Gilpin. Gilpin guarded by Henderson, spins, misses, rebound by number 20, Brad Hostetter of the Brebeuf Braves. Just over a minute in, still no score. Inside to Henderson, too high.
Chad Kleine was fronting him and Gilpin was behind, so there was some tall timber making an Alan Henderson sandwich on that play.
Mt Vernon, Roger Huffman. He drives, pulls up, he's fouled, and gets the roll.
Huffman going strong to his left, beats his man, gets in the paint, hangs and fires. Nice body control, nice penetration. He got there, he found the opening, and he dropped it in.
Roger Huffman, what a story he was this morning. He had 3 assists, 3 steals. He was the MVP in the Newcastle Regional, and he had 12 points, 3 assists, 3 steals this morning against Richmond. All 12 of those points were from the free throw line. Already he's got a field goal here. He was 12 of 14 from the line. Misses here. 2-0 quickly, the Mt Vernon Marauders. We are just in the early goings of this basketball game. Hostetter to Winners. Back up top, Greg Barber. Alan Henderson from 16. Will not go. Rebound, loose ball picked up by Hostetter. And Brebeuf will try it again. Henderson's got a crowd in with him again. The three's on the way, though, for Hostetter, and he buries it.
Well, nothing will create breathing room quicker and better for the Braves and some perimeter shooting, so our viewers should keep their eye on Hostetter and Barber and David Roberts and see what they can do to loosen things up for Allen inside.
And Brad Hostetter did a job this morning. He had 10 points, 2 of those on three-pointers. He's got the steal here, and the drive, and the lay-in. Quickly, he's got 5 straight points.
Well, this afternoon it was the forwards. Early here, it's the backcourt for Brebeuf that's picking up the slack.
Well, we have to remember, Brebeuf is a team. They've proven it. Proved it this morning, as a matter of fact, and against Ben Davis when Henderson fouled out and they had to go to overtime without their big men, but still were able to win. Mt Vernon has been able to win often this year because of this man, Brian Gilpin. Doesn't get the roll there. Loose ball picked up by Winners.
You know, just a comment that Brebeuf defensively throughout the tournament has held their opponents to an average of 33% shooting from the field. So Brebeuf does it with defense as well as with Alan Henderson and their role players.
And role players is a great word to use, and these guys do accept their role and accept it well and do it well. They'll take the shot when it's there, like Hostetter. Short on that one, and we'll have a foul underneath on Gilpin.
Shot going up. There's Gilpin kind of reaching over the back. And he's going to pick up his first personal foul via that going over the back.
1 foul apiece for each team in the early goings of the basketball game. 4:42 left. 3-point lead by Brebeuf. Winners tries to push it to 5. Way off the mark. Inside, Henderson can't gain control, but Hostetter finally does.
Well, the Mt Vernon zone is really pressuring and pinching on Henderson inside. And that's opening it up for Greg Barber, but he can't quite get it to go.
And the rebound can't quite be handled by the Brebeuf Braves. Mount Vernon picks up the loose ball. David Roberts couldn't get the handle on that rebound.
Brebeuf, besides holding their opponents to 33% shooting, their opponents have only averaged 41 points a game.
Gilpin. He was defended by Henderson.
3-second call. In the lane call against Brian Gilpin. So Brebeuf really throughout the tournament has won with Alan Henderson and with role players who've become role players with a capital R instead of a small R.
And Alan Henderson is a big role player on the defensive side as well as the offensive side. He alters a lot of shots, brings in 3-second violations, and makes the big guys have to work for those points, as we saw evidence right there. Hostetter far side.
If our viewers will watch, there's a game going on inside. There's Kleine in front, Gilpin in back. Kleine in front, Gilpin in back.
And Barber with the jumper. Short. Winters can't get the rebound. I think he's going to be called for a foul. A little bit too aggressive there, huh, Gary?
Trying to go for the rebound. I think that was David Roberts.
It certainly was. David Roberts, his first foul, the team's second.
You know, Roberts is like Kevin Browning this afternoon. You know, Roberts has had 2 games subpar offensively. He needs to hit a bucket here early in the ball game and get loose because he is an excellent perimeter shooter, and they're going to use that because, as you can tell, Mount Vernon is daring the Brebeuf Braves to shoot from that perimeter.
He had just 1 point this morning. He averages 9. And another violation.
And that's defense, 5-second call. So Brebeuf exerts that pressure outside, and you know, really it's an interesting fact when you think of Alan Henderson. You think 29 points a game, 15 rebounds. You think David Roberts double-figure score. But defense is what has been as much responsible for the Brebeuf getting here as anything else, because some nights you don't shoot well, defense can keep you in the game.
And so far it's kept only 1 field goal in the back of the bucket from Mount Vernon. Henderson stops. Off the mark, but the rebound inside. Nice play by David Roberts.
Well, let's see if that picks Roberts up. That's his first basket he's got in the last 2 ball games. I don't think he got a basket against Southport last week. He didn't get one today, so that should help him emotionally quite a bit.
Huffman, 3, no. Rebound, he gets it. There you see it on both sides of the floor.
See that? He picks it up now. He's fired up. He got a basket now. That monkey's off his back.
And that's bad news for Mount Vernon if he gets hot.
Because David's primarily a shooter, and when shooters don't shoot, then, you know, it kind of affects the rest of their game. They just don't quite have that enthusiasm.
Enthusiastic are these guards for Brebeuf, though. Both number 20, Brad Hostetter, and the man with the ball, number 23, Greg Barber. Both seniors, both a lot of fun to watch. Provide great leadership for Mike Miller's ball club. And Hostetter once in a while will pop a 3 or give it inside to Henderson, who gets stripped.
That was Roger Huffman dropping back from the outside to knock that ball away from Henderson. A lot of black shirts in that paint on defense.
You talk of the guards, you have to talk about Huffman on the Mount Vernon side, too. He's a lot like the guards of Brebeuf, quick and feisty, plays with a lot of intensity, spins right here. Huffman looking for an open man. Finally gets inside to Kleine. Can't get the roll, but Gilpin's there, and he's deflected away by Alan Henderson. Finally picks it up. Great play by Alan Henderson.
Now he got up on that one. We're going to take a look at it on the replay. Here comes the shot off the rim. Doesn't go. Gilpin's going to go up and jam it in. No, he isn't, because Alan Henderson with great timing and a lot of strength blocks that shot.
Chad Kleine called for the foul. It's 7-2, 5-point Brebeuf lead early in the first quarter. It's the Indianapolis Semi-State Finals, live from the Hinkle Fieldhouse here on TTV4. Alan Henderson averages 5 blocks a game. He had 4 this morning. He's already getting on the board blockwise here.
Well, here's a block from the top. Alan Henderson coming right over the top to block that shot by Brian Gilpin. Gilpin thought he had a sure 2. He was only about a foot from the basket, but Henderson went high and went strong to block it.
Speaking of 2, that's all that are on the board by Mount Vernon. Henderson pulls up. Jumper gets the roll. Alan Henderson's on the board. 9-2, 7-point Brebeuf lead here in the first quarter. It has been all Braves. They've done it, though, with defense. And they'll get another turnover.
I'll tell you what, Mike, although the Brebeuf defense is a formidable one, Mount Vernon looks like that they may be a little emotionally out of it after that second game because they're just not alert. A lot of their mistakes have been mental, And Brebeuf really hasn't tightened the screws defensively that much. I mean, they're playing some pressure, but I think it's more right now that Mt Vernon has to get back in sync. They got to get that second wind, as it were, to try to pick up some intensity and get back in this ball game before that hole gets too deep. It's 9-2 right now.
And they'll try to do it, but they can't when you get jumpers like that. Greg Barber.
Well, they're packed back in that zone, and as I said earlier, that perimeter is going to be open. Brebeuf just stepped up and knocks in another one.
And they did it right there. As you saw, Chris White's now in the ball game for Mt Vernon. Matter of fact, he's got the ball right now. Gives it back up top to Huffman. Huffman looking for a pass, looking for a lane. Finds White. Shank makes a move, goes up from 12, gets the roll. Alex Shank gets his first 2. And that's only 4 points here with 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Brebeuf leads by 7. They'll work it for the last shot.
Brebeuf's been playing a real sticky man-to-man defense, being very effective. Look in the paint there. There's 4 black jerseys. That leaves 1 on 3 on the outside. There's Barber.
8 seconds. Henderson inside. Throws it up in desperation. And we'll have a foul underneath. One thing Alan Henderson did there was keep the ball alive. Great thought by him.
Well, he wanted to try to draw the foul. He thought he had, but he didn't get the call. But there was a foul called, I think, against Alex Shank on the ensuing play underneath. That's his first.
He had Gilpin, Kleine, Shank, whoever could get on him there. Quickly the shot at the buzzer, off the mark. Huffman tries a little underhand toss, but it was way short. It's a 7-point lead for the Brebeuf Braves. 11-4, your score after 1 quarter here at the Indianapolis Semi-State Finals, live from the Hinkle Fieldhouse here on TTV4. Alex Shank had 6 points against the Richmond Red Devils today. He gets on the board right here, Gary.
Well, he gets inside, penetrates, gets that ball, gets a nice bounce, nice soft touch, but not enough Mt Vernon baskets in the first quarter. Only 2, both from the backcourt, Alex Shank and Roger Huffman. And 4 points a quarter is not going to do the job.
Especially when you see nothing from the guys like Gilpin and Kleine, the inside forces. Kevin Browning, who had 13 second-half points, also scoreless.
Much of the problem for Mt Vernon is that the guards are exerting some pressure, and the ball's not getting inside too much. And when it is, Alan Henderson is making his presence felt.
That's Mr. Henderson's neighborhood, but he loses the battle there to Gilpin, and he puts it down with authority.
Henderson went for the ball that time and didn't get it, and therefore Gilpin had a wide open lane to the basket.
And that's what Mt Vernon has to do. They're a tempo ball control team. And they like to use the Twin Towers, as we call them, Chad Kleine and Brian Gilpin. And when that gets flooded, they'll go out to Kevin Browning, who can hit the sweet J.
Mt Vernon continues to stay in that zone defense. If you look to the right of your screen, you see a lot of black shirts. Not many out to the left of your screen, but a lot of them to the right. 3 and 4 people inside. There's a ring around Alan Henderson right now.
3 on the way from Hostetter, buries it. 2 3-pointers on the day for Brad Hostetter. He has 8 points.
And the guards have 10 of the 14, unlike this afternoon when the forwards picked up the slack against the 1-3-1 zone. Against the 1-4, the 2-3, it's the perimeter people tonight, the guards, who are stepping forward.
Hostetter shoots 55% from 3-point range. So far, he's 100%, 2 for 2. Gilpin dribbles, gives back to Shank. Shank defended. Dishes into Gilpin. He's stripped, but a foul's going to be called on number 23, Greg Barber. And that'll be Greg's second.
Tell you what, Mike, as long as Brebeuf can go with the flow, so to speak, if they're going to take Allen out of the offense, they're going to play a 1-3-1 and leave those baselines open. People like Courtney and Winters and Otis Gordon can slash in as long as they get the ball, which they did today. If you're going to play a 1-4 or 2-3 and pack it in the paint, then people like Hostetter and Barber and Roberts can hurt you.
Brian Gilpin, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks this morning against the Red Devils of Richmond. And Gilpin gets on the board with a free throw here. He's now got 3 points. I said a second ago that was the second foul on Greg Barber, actually just his first foul. And burying both as Brian Gilpin. So Brian's got 4.
Big story so far for Mt Vernon is no points for Chad Kleine.
And a foul on Brian Gilpin. Henderson makes things happen. Didn't show any ill effects of the leg when he went driving down full speed right there, did he, Gary?
Well, he certainly didn't. He was motoring down there pretty good. Here he comes. Straight down the middle of the court. Long strides and long dribbles. And there was Gilpin, gave him a knee, and I think he might have hit that right leg, but Allen looks no worse for the wear, and he drew the second foul from the big fella from Mount Vernon.
Just getting the ball in before a half-court violation. Great play to keep his balance by Hostetter.
They weren't far from the 5-second call on the out of bounds.
I was thinking the same thing. Barber, not far from a bucket. As a matter of fact, he has one. Barber and Hostetter, as you've mentioned, have been the story so far in this basketball game.
They got 12 out of the 16, so they have really stepped up, and they've taken the shot. That's the big thing. They've been willing to go up and put it up in the air.
And sooner or later, Mount Vernon's going to have to come out to defend those guys, which means it's going to open things up for Allen Henderson, who closes the door right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can play good defense like they're playing and shoot from the perimeter against the zone, that's a winning combination.
16-8, 8-point lead, 5:54 remaining in the second quarter of basketball. The Brebeuf Braves, the Mt Vernon Marauders for a trip to the Hoosier Dome and next week's Boys High School State Championships, which of course you'll see live here on TTV4. Off the mark with the jumper is Roberts, and the ball will belong to Mount Vernon.
Roberts still can't get that low in the fall. He got one earlier from closer range, but he's got to take that shot if he gets it. Just as Barber and Hostetter have to do the same.
You saw in the background, number 31, Larry Courtney, the freshman of Brebeuf. He had a heck of a game today. He had 12 points, 5 of 5 from the field. Kleine looking to get on the board, will not go. Loose ball belongs to Mount Vernon.
There was an alert play by Hostetter because Gilpin was ready to put his mitts on it and put it back in, and Hostetter knocked it away. First quarter, you see Marauders, Mount Vernon shooting 29%, the Braves 33%, but the Braves got 9 rebounds, which helped out.
And got a nice inbound pass right to the fans of Chad Kleine. So Kleine's on the board with a deuce. Nice inbounds play. Henderson dribbles through traffic. Allen says, get out of the way, but can't get it to fall. But look how strong he is inside. Couldn't control that one, but he was really battling 3 guys.
Well, Allen kind of forced that one. I think he made up his mind when he came down the sideline that he was going to take it. And it was a little congested, a little crowded, but he got the shot off. Not a real good shot. And really was kind of lucky he didn't pick up the foul going for the rebound. He was pretty aggressive and maybe over the back, but all they lost was possession, so no harm done.
Henderson has 2 points here in the basketball game early. Gilpin looking to turn, and he's intercepted.
Excellent weak side defense from Greg Barber. Dropped down to pick off that pass.
And again, the force in between the lines in the paint was Henderson against Gilpin. And they'll do that in practice a lot on Bob Knight's Assembly Hall floor in a couple of years.
Chris White is shadowing Henderson wherever he goes.
Larry Courtney can't get the jumper to go. Chad Kleine with the rebound. White spins, nice move. And he's defended very nicely, and a great dive attempt by Brebeuf, Brad Hostetter, but he just couldn't do it. But we've talked about it all the last couple of weeks, Gary. Intensity is incredible from these young men.
Well, it's the time, it's the best time to do it. Everything's on the line. There's a nice flying attempt by Hostetter to get the ball in bounds, but once again, the thing is they disrupted the Mount Vernon offense, and Mount Vernon couldn't get anything started, and that's been the story of this first half.
Larry Winters, 6'3". He's a tough senior. Had 14 points this morning, 7 of 9 from the field. The average is just 5, so he was a story this morning, as was Roger Huffman, who dribbles through traffic and gets it inside to Kleine, who lays it off the window for his 4th point of the day. That's Mount Vernon basketball.
Well, they were down a bunch, and now Kleine has 4 and Gilpin 4, so the inside comes through, and now they're close.
But they're back down by 6. Nice play, nice body control by David Roberts, and you can tell he's got his confidence back a little bit.
That's right. He's got to keep shooting the ball if he gets the shot, because he's a shooter. He missed a few in a row, but he can hit a few in a row.
And that all happened from another great pass from the guard position. Kleine inside. Can't get it. Allen Henderson can't get the rebound either. Roberts tries to save it, but cannot do so. Mount Vernon basketball.
Let's see what happens on this inbounds play here. Mount Vernon worked a nice inbounds play this afternoon to Chad Kleine. Not this time. They got to, Brebeuf forces them outside.
Shank traveled.
And that was because of defensive pressure exerted by Greg Barber. He closed the passing lane inside, and Schenk had to look outside. While he was looking, he shuffled those feet.
And Mike Miller likes it. But he's shouting instructions. He's saying, do not get timid. Turnovers. Mount Vernon has 7. Brebeuf just 2. Brebeuf defense. Man, oh man. Cause and havoc. Inside, Alan Henderson causes a lot of havoc. He's got 4. Henderson, of course, averages 29 points a game. Had just 9 this morning. Had 29 in both the games last week in the regionals. Inside to Kleine. He turns nicely. And Chad Kleine has 6 quick points. And we've got a 6-point basketball game with 2:43 left in the half. Larry Winters with the ball, the 6'3" senior forward.
Mount Vernon still in that zone. Huffman patrols the perimeter. Roberts flashes in, gets the ball, can't score.
Couldn't get that one to fall. The shooter could not. Kevin Browning. Still looking for Kevin to get on the board. And it won't happen there. Instead, we'll have a foul. And indeed, it's on David Roberts, and that's David Roberts' second foul. And we've got a break in the action here. A TV timeout, if you will. It's 20-14, 6-point Brebeuf lead with 2:18 remaining. This is the Indianapolis Semi-State, live from Hinkle Fieldhouse, here on TTV4. 2:18 remaining till the halftime entertainment here at the Hinkle Fieldhouse, the greatest place in the state to play high school basketball. We've seen some dandy basketball games today. Should note both teams have 4 fouls, so Mount Vernon will inbound the ball. Next foul on either team will put the other one into the bonus. Great inbound pass there and a foul. Huffman almost pulled it off. They pulled that quick inbound play off with Chad Kleine a second ago, Gary.
Nice play. Huffman going to go to the free throw line. We saw him there today an awful lot. I think he was 12 of 14 in the opening ball game this afternoon, the second ball game this afternoon. And he goes there again tonight. He missed his first one this evening, but has a chance to perhaps pick up a couple this time.
Brad Hossetter called for the personal foul. That's his second. Roger Huffman shoots 71% from the line. He had a great morning this morning, as I mentioned. Missed just 2 free throws. But he's missed his 2 this evening. 0 for 2 from the line. He was 12 for 14. And he gets the touchback. So Huffman has 3. He's 1 for 3 from the line, and we've got a 5-point basketball game. With just over 2 minutes remaining, Mike Goldberg, Gary Donner, courtside here on TTV4. Brian Anderson, the 5'10" senior guard, seeing a little play time. A little PT, if you will. Gets it into a primetime player, Larry Winters, who gets the roll and the foul.
There's an excellent move by Winters along the baseline. Comes down strong, goes up, and draws the foul from Chad Kleine. That's Chad Kleine's second foul. Winters is fired up. He liked that.
Look at it from another angle, Gary.
Another angle. Strong to the baseline. He beats his man, goes up, and was strong enough, despite getting hit, to keep his balance and hit the shot.
And did you notice Alan Henderson in the background, too, cheering on his players, going crazy? That's nice to see. 14 points, 3 rebounds this morning for this young man, Larry Winters. 7 of 9 from the field. He's got 3 now. On a 3-point play, the lead is now 8. With 1:44 remaining in the half. Inside for Kleine. Turnaround jumper. Whistle goes before the shot, or no? They're going to count the shot. Absolutely, says Chad Kleine.
Never doubt in his mind.
And if there was, he wasn't going to let anybody know, huh?
Nice entry pass there to Chad Kleine. He turns, squares, shoots, and scores. And he, too, has a lot of strength. We're going to take a different look at it now. There's Browning looking inside. And there's Kleine turning, squaring up. Nice form. Drops it through, draws the foul, chance for the 3-point play, and suddenly Chad Kleine, who was scoreless in the first quarter, has 8 points.
25 points, 9 rebounds this morning against Richmond. The Red Devils put on a show. It was a 75-73 basketball game. But Mount Vernon came victorious, and that's why they're here this evening. They trail by 5 now as Kleine completes the three-point play. Nice play inside. Can't get the roll, though. Winners. Henderson up, but the shot will not count.
I think referee Tom May is going to whistle Roger Huffman for that foul reaching in on Alan Henderson. 1-3. That's Roger Huffman, and that's his first foul. He's a pesky little devil. Alan Henderson brought it down. Huffman said, here, let me have it.
He's pesky, but look at him. He's always smiling. He's got the spirit. He's remembering this is high school basketball. This is fun, and he plays with a lot of intensity and has a lot of fun. There's a look at Henderson's leg as it's bandaged up, but so far we have not seen any ill effects from Alan Henderson. But he can't get that one to fall. Now Alan really wishes they would have counted that shot.
That's right. You know, a lot of times players, when they're hurt a little bit, it just kind of pumps them up more. A little more focus, a little more intensity.
Chad Kleine can get intense inside, and he shows some action right there. On the loose ball, Browning keeps it alive, but Brebeuf picks it up. Larry Winters.
Nice hustle. Also nice alert play by Larry Winters. Alex Shank is now the designated shadow of Alan Henderson inside. Get a look to the far right of the screen.
That'll take the fun out of it a little bit, huh?
Shank is following him everywhere he goes. He's the shadow. The ball gets inside the zone or roll over there, and you'll have 2 or 3 people. Shank
Brebeuf may be working it with 37 seconds. They may be thinking about getting into halftime happy with their lead.
At the worst, they would be down 5. Or be ahead by 5.
They'd like to push it to 7. Or knowing these three-point gunners, maybe 8. And they are indeed working for that. 24 seconds remaining in the half. Brian Anderson up top with Greg Barber. Anderson has the ball. And almost stripped in a foul by Kevin Browning. That'll be Kevin Browning's first foul.
Send Brian Anderson the line. Mike, we haven't seen him there yet, I don't think.
No, not too much at all. But obviously, Coach wants him in there. He's got him in there for a reason. He's spelling Brad Hostetter, who has been on fire with 8 points, 2 3-pointers here in the first half. But Hostetter has 2 fouls. Maybe that's why we're seeing Brian Anderson, a 42% free throw shooter, gets the roll right there.
Well, he banked it. I hope he called that before. I think you have to call those, don't you, if you're going to bank them.
I think you're exactly right. Nonetheless, you know, Brian's going to say, hey, it went in, didn't it?
I wanted to bank it.
That's right. 15 seconds remain in half. By a half dozen are the Brebeuf Braves. That one a little bit off the mark for Anderson. Going to be a foul on Alan Henderson.
That's Alan's first, so he's in no trouble whatsoever.
Alan Henderson with just 4 first-half points, but again, as we talked about this morning, there's a 6-point lead, maybe 4 by the end of the half, maybe 6 again with the time 14 seconds on the clock, but nonetheless, you know, Alan Henderson is going, hey, my team's winning, and that's just fine.
Brebeuf takes what the defense gives. The forwards patrolled those baselines and came up with 32 points this morning. Now, this evening, the guards, I think, have combined, it looks like at this point, for 13 points in the first half. The guards only had 15 points the whole game today. They're taking the perimeter shots that Mount Vernon's zone is giving them.
Gilpin sits down as Kleine hits the free throw. Chris White is in the game now for Mount Vernon, as is Brad Hostetter for Brebeuf.
That's a good move. Give Brian Gilpin a little rest. Also, he doesn't pick up a 3rd foul in the last couple of seconds.
Chad Kleine goes good confidence from the free throw line. He's going to be a player for the Bradley Braves, Peoria, Illinois. Henderson with 12 left. Gets stripped by Huffman, or does he? Yes, he does. We'll have a held ball, but the possession arrow belongs to Brebeuf.
I'll tell you what, Huffman came over here by our courtside microphones, and he's listed at 5'8", but I'll tell you, how tall does he look to you?
About 5'4", 5'5". He's a lightning bug, though.
But he plays a lot bigger than he is.
That is exactly right. 5 seconds on the clock. Jumper short. Rebound, loose ball, up. And they'll call it no basket. At the buzzer, they'll call it no basket as Henderson kind of tipped it off the rim, and that may be why. Why are you going to stay here on TTV4? Because we've got a 4-point basketball game as we go into the intermission. Brebeuf 24, Mount Vernon 20. It's the Indianapolis Semi-State Finals, live from the Hinkle Fieldhouse here on TTV4. Welcome back to the Hinkle Semi-State Final, a 4-point basketball game here at halftime. Let's take a look at that frenzy before the half ended, Gary.
Well, here we come. The ball goes up to the perimeter, and I think it wasn't goaltending because in the lower corner of your screen you see it was zeros when Henderson did tip it. So whether it was goaltending or not, good shot, good camera work in the bottom corner there because it was just too late.
Yeah, and when Henderson touched it after the buzzer, it meant no go. But if it would have fallen in, which it might not have counted. But nevertheless, it's a 4-point basketball game. Alan Henderson, relatively quiet, but we talked about it. The guard play for Brebeuf has been just excellent.
Well, it sure has. They've come up with like 13 points in the first half after only getting 15 points the entire game today. So the guards have picked up the slack. It was the forwards today, it's the guards tonight. What Brebeuf is saying is this: if you want to pack it in, if you want to take the paint away, and if you want to take Alan Henderson way below his average, that's fine. We'll take what you give us. If you want to play a 1-3-1 zone, we'll take the baselines. They did that today. If you want to pack it in and almost 4 people back in the paint, we'll take the perimeter shots. We'll let Hostetter hit a couple threes. We'll let Greg Barber shoot the ball. We'll let Dave Roberts pick up some. The bottom line is they're up 24-20. The combination of the guard stepping forward and Brebeuf's sticky defense makes it a 24-20 game. They're right on their average. They've allowed teams throughout the tournament 41 points per game. They gave Mount Vernon 20 in the first half.
Brad Hostetter, we've talked about it before. He is a lightning bug, and he says, hey, you give me the shot and I will take it. You give me a loose ball and I will steal it.
Well, there's Hostetter right there going strong on the steal all the way to the hoop. Good body control. Plays the glass and gets a basket. So the guards have been doing it, and they've also not just done it offensively. They've been exerting some pressure and causing some turnovers on defense.
And Chad Kleine causes a lot of havoc inside. He had 8 points from the field, and really a lot of those in the second quarter.
Well, there's a nice entry pass to him, and he goes up strong. Henderson extends, but he can't stop the big fellow from scoring.
And Roger Huffman, he's the lightning bug. He's the 5'8" senior guard, and he makes things happen as you see him strip Henderson right here.
Well, he's causes a lot. I'll tell you what, if you're a big man, you put that ball down low, you can bet Roger Huffman's going to be in the neighborhood, and he's aggravating. You know, he's pesky. He's like, get away from me. But he won't. He'll be right there.
It is a small man's game tonight somewhat, but the big forces will be a big factor in the second half. We'll see what happens and talk a little bit about that second half. Right now, though, we're at halftime. Gary Don and Mike Goldberg. It's a 4-point basketball game. Mount Vernon trails Brebeuf, and we'll be back here at the halftime after this short timeout. High school basketball here on TTV4. You're watching the Hinkle Semi-State Final, which is a 4-point Brebeuf lead, 24-20, but South Bend and West Lafayette are reporting scores. First of all, Gary, start us out in South Bend.
Well, South Bend, Marion 41, Whitco 25 at the half. Whitco, the people's choice, or the small school choice up there. They're falling behind by 16, and at West Lafayette, Gary Roosevelt, a 20-15 leader over Brownsburg at the end of the first quarter.
And of course, as I mentioned, a 4-point Brebeuf lead. As we look at the stats from the first half, we'll lose that, and there we go to it right there. You can see the numbers at home, folks.
Well, Brebeuf 10 of 27, 37%, and Marauders 7 of 16. But you notice there, Mount Vernon getting 11 fewer shots, and that's because Brebeuf is out rebounding them 11-8, and also because Mount Vernon has committed 8 turnovers. So even though they're not shooting that bad, they're just not getting enough shots. And if you don't get enough shots, you can't score enough to win the basketball game.
Yeah, the shots are important. If you don't put it up, it won't go in the back of the basket. Let's look at the Mount Vernon scorers right here as we talk about it. And Chad Kleine, the story, 11 points. Most of those in the second quarter. Gilpin, Huffman, and Shank also on the board.
Well, when you have a team that averages almost 4 players in double figures and you only have 1 player actually scoring at that pace, you're going to be in trouble.
And then the Brebeuf Braves, Hostetter, the story, and Barber. The 2 guards lead the list with 8 and 4 respectively. Roberts, Henderson with just 4. He averages 29, and Winters with 3.
Well, Brebeuf's up on the scoreboard, and that's the big thing, and those guards lead the way. 12 points there, and Brian Anderson came in and dropped in another, so 13 for the guards in the first half, and that's the big story for Brebeuf.
And also a big story is nobody with 3 fouls, so no foul trouble to worry about just yet. Brebeuf 24, Mount Vernon 20. We'll be back during halftime here of the Hinkle Semi-State Final, high school basketball on TTV4. Here at courtside, Gary Don and I just got the official stats from halftime of a 4-point basketball game, and you've got a little scenario to tell me about.
Well, here you go. Your leading scorer, he's averaging 29 points a game. He's only got 4 at the half. You're only shooting 38% from the field.
You're only shooting 50% from the foul line. You're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. Not for Brebeuf, because they've parlayed that sticky defense and some good rebounding and caused some turnovers. And despite the fact they're only shooting 38% from the field and 50% from the line, they're up on that scoreboard 24-20. So this is a typical situation where when the shooting doesn't go well, both from the field and from the line, if you play defense and you hold a team down, you don't have to score very much. 24 points is not a lot at the half, but when the other team only has 20, it's plenty.
Interesting insight from Gary Donna, the publisher of Hoosier Basketball Magazine, who's been a pleasure to work with in the broadcast booth throughout this Hinkle regional and sectional and now semi-state action here on TTV4. He knows the players and he introduces them to you at home, and we hope you've enjoyed the telecasts. And we've got one half, though, to give to you tonight still. Gilpin gets the ball. Inside Kleine quickly. Does not get the roll, but Henderson gets the rebound.
You notice they went inside right away. Got that ball into Kleine, took it down Henderson, but it wouldn't drop. Good positioning by Chad Kleine. Good pass. The Marauders want to look inside now if they can.
That's a neat matchup to look at, too, Kleine and Henderson. Both fine basketball players. Now they'll do it on the other side, but this time Allen wins. Allen with 6 points. And believe me, folks, don't think that he won't hit his average. We had him with 6 points going into the second half of a game earlier. The last couple of weeks, he finished with 29. He can light it up quickly.
That was the regional championship against Southport. In fact, he was 13 below his average going into the fourth quarter.
He did that against Marlon Fleming, too, who was a great player for Southport, as we saw Kevin Browning miss the jumper.
And some play-by-play guy said, gee, if he gets his average tonight, Southport's going to be in trouble.
I forget who that was. That was Ted Kitchell's partner, right? Winters stops, but he's rejected. Which one's going to get the rejection? I think Gilpin got it.
Probably Gilpin. The Kleine was right there for moral and other support if needed.
If we could give a .5 each, we would. Let's see officially who got the hand on it. Both of them, really. But let's give it to Gilpin. He's the junior.
I think he had a little bigger swat.
But that swat goes down, and it's buried by David Roberts, and that's a 3-point field goal.
Well, David Roberts has 7 points tonight, and I think he's a little happier fella because he struggled the last couple of ball games offensively, but now he's come to life. So it just seems like whatever Brebeuf needs, they get just enough of it from a lot of different quarters.
The rolls will come into play. You might not score a lot for 3-4 games, but when your roll comes up, you got to do it. Allen Henderson's role is to be a leader and be a disruptive force underneath. He does it again with the steal. And can he turn it into some points? We'll find out. As Huffman gets called for the foul, and that'll be Roger Huffman.
I think they're going to whistle that on Kevin Browning. Huffman reached in, and Browning got it from the other side, so he got the honors.
Good catch. Thank you, Gary. So it's Browning with 2, Huffman with 1, and Henderson with the ball, and the shot, and off the mark.
If that's Chad Klein's and the way he was jumping around after that, I think it is. That would be number 3, and that is a big foul. They call it on 4-0, Tom May says, and that's his third. And there's Henderson. He goes up, and very clearly some excellent camera work. Chad Kleine slapped him on the forearm, and that's foul number 3. And Chad Kleine is not very happy about it. I'm sure Coach Jimmy Howell isn't, and I'm sure the Mount Vernon fans aren't as well.
Henderson will look to make it a double-figure lead for Brebeuf. And he misses from the free throw line again. He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight.
Allen's had a subpar day from the free throw line. I think, of course, the Braves today were only 50%, 12 of 24. Mount Vernon today was, I think, 83% from the free throw line.
But he gets that one with no mistake, and you could see him bear down. You could see the intensity in his eyes. He said, I'm not going to miss another free throw. And he's the kind of straight shooter from the line. We saw him hit 9 out of 10 a couple of weeks ago. He may not miss another one all day.
He was 1 for 6 today, so you know he's bearing down.
Steal by Hofstetter. He gets stripped by Huffman, but a foul's called.
Speaking of bearing down, those Brebeuf guards are not very big. They're not very awesome. They're just very effective. And there it is. Alert heads-up play by Hofstetter. Takes it down, switches hands, does a good job of getting his body between the man and the ball. And if the man's going to go after the ball, he's got to go after your body, and that's a foul.
And that's the second one on Roger Huffman. Tried to give him one a little bit earlier ago. Roger, you didn't have to do that one for me, though. But he does indeed pick up his second foul, and Henderson picks up the ball. Gets it inside and a nice pass and a foul underneath. as driving to the basket was Larry Winters.
Excellent play by Alan Henderson, and a perfect example of Brebeuf taking what they give. They double-teamed Alan inside, and he recognized the cutting Larry Winters from the opposite wing, and nothing but an excellent play.
And interesting to note is Winters goes to the line. 4 team fouls in just over 2 minutes of this third quarter right here. So quickly, we're going to have a team in the bonus here, but shooting 2 right now is Winters. Brebeuf has had the pressure inside early in this third quarter.
3 fouls each on the Mt Vernon Twin Towers. 3 on Kleine, 3 on Gilpin.
We talked about it at halftime. It wasn't quite a worry then. Larry Winters has 4. Now it is a worry for Coach Jimmy Howell. Winters gets them both the foul, and the lead is now a dozen. 32-20, Brebeuf leads in the basketball game.
3 fouls on both big men. That's a concern for Jimmy Howell. If either one picks up the 4th, it's a catastrophe.
Shank looking to pick up the Mt Vernon Marauders. Gets the ball to Huffman, who gets stripped, but a foul is going to be called on Hostetter. That's a great battle you see develop right here. 5'8" senior guard Roger Huffman, 5'9" senior guard Brad Hostetter, trading off fouls, trading off intensity.
Well, they go tooth and nail at each other out there in the backcourt. Here's Huffman now trying to switch the dribble. There's the tip away. Nice play. But he must have got a little skin in the meantime.
And he also picked up his 3rd personal foul. And coming in, ready to come in, actually, is Brian Anderson. You can see just in the corner of your screen. I'm sure he's coming in for 3-foul man Broad Hostetter. Huffman drives, and Henderson says, "Get out of here." Quickly pushed up to Hostetter. He'll give it to Henderson. And Henderson will get an offensive foul called on him. Kleine got into position.
Well, there comes a shot. Huffman went inside 1 too many times. Here comes Henderson down now. He goes in. Kleine is planted. I think that's a good call. Chad was there. Allen didn't like the call, but Kleine had beat him to the spot, and he did not move. He held his ground, and it is a charging foul.
Chad Kleine did an excellent job of getting back.
And it's a good thing he did, because if he had moved, it would have been foul number 4 on Mr. Kleine.
That's exactly right, and it probably would have been slam bam time, Alan Henderson. Kleine from 18. Can't get the roll. Henderson gets the rebound. 12-point lead for the Brebeuf Braves.
And Mt Vernon in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter has not scored.
Long jumper on the way, short from Barber. Rebound Henderson, off the window, gets it to roll. Alan Henderson has 5 in this half.
Well, it's slipping away from Mt Vernon. They may need a timeout here shortly. It's up to 14. I'm not sure how much longer Jimmy Howell may want to go.
Shank goes in the lane, can't get it to go. Gilpin on the rebound. He does get it to fall. Brian Gilpin's got 6 points. And a steal almost by Browning. Loose ball finally picked up by Brebeuf, and a foul picked up also. And Anderson's being talked to by the senior Greg Barber. Senior to senior chat.
We're going to see some pressure now by Mt Vernon on the inbounds. There's Browning, a heads-up play, tipping it over to Huffman, and Anderson getting there a second late and drawing the foul.
Anderson picks up his 1st personal foul for the Brebeuf Braves. The team's 3rd. Inbound to Kleine again. They like that play, and it picks up a foul in there as he draws it nicely.
It's the 2nd time we've seen him run that out-of-bounds play. It got him a bucket today, and it drew a foul tonight.
David Roberts will be called, and that'll be his 3rd personal foul.
So he has 3, Hostetter has 3, Kleine has 3, and Gilpin has 3.
Quickly, we talked about Mt Vernon with 4 fouls. Just as quickly, the Brebeuf Braves have been called for 4 straight fouls. So now both teams 1 foul away from the bonus as we see the freshman enter the basketball game, number 31, Larry Courtney, who had 12 points against Shelbyville. 5 from 5 from the field. He averages just 7, but he has shown that there is a future in Brebeuf when Alan Henderson travels down the road to Bloomington, Indiana. And when Kleine travels over to Peoria, they're going to like him at Bradley too. But he can't get that one to fall. That's his first missed free throw of the night. He's 3 for 4 from the line. 3 for 5. But the offensive rebound by Mt Vernon, White. He gets it into Kleine. He'll try to bury back and get those 2. Cannot. Courtney with the rebound.
He back-rimmed all 3 of his shots, both free throws and that baseline jumper. So tough luck for Chad Kleine on the shooting.
Brebeuf, the freshman, in the corner. Larry Courtney to the senior Brian Anderson. And Anderson takes the jumper, in and out. Henderson rebound underneath, tries to slam, draws the foul. Off Brian Gilpin, and that will be Brian Gilpin's fourth.
Here comes a shot inside. It's not going to go. Bounces out. Henderson goes, gets the ball, goes up, and he is hacked. You see the follow-through hack there by Brian Gilpin, and that's 4.
And Brian Gilpin has gone to the bench with 4. Puts the towel on his head going, man, oh man, what can I do against Alan Henderson? I need a drink. I need some water. Henderson, a 70% free throw shooter. Gets that one to go. Alan Henderson tonight from the line. Shooting subpar, 2 for 4. With 9 points. Gets that one to go. 36-22. Brebeuf leads by 2 touchdowns, 14 points with 3:43 remaining. Inside move, Browning can't get it to fall. Kevin Browning is scoreless on the night, and that's a big story. After he had a big second half earlier today against Richmond, 13 points. He's scoreless tonight. He averages 12. Keep an eye on number 21, Kevin Browning. Keep an eye on number 44, Alan Henderson.
And also, let's give recognition to Larry Winters for an excellent pass. Alan Henderson certainly did. On the way back, he gave a high five to Winters, saying, nice pass.
Alan Henderson has 13 points. But picking up the foul will be Brian Anderson. That'll be his second.
You know, it's really ironic. You got a guy like Alan Henderson, a superstar, but it's the team concept that's winning for Brebeuf.
Great pass from Winters.
Look at that, right away. Moved it right away. Wasn't quite a touch pass, but it certainly wasn't in his hands very long. He was aware where Alan Henderson was, and he just moved that ball right on over to Alan. And Alan moved it right through the hoop.
The high percentage shot, if you will. And as Browning misses from the line, Brebeuf's got its biggest lead of the evening at 16 points. So Browning's still not on the scoreboard, but Henderson is. He gives it to the freshman, and the freshman gets hammered.
Well, Mt Vernon's just, it's like a day late and $1 short. They're just not quite getting there. And I guess if we talk about this evening's contest, Chris White not drawing the foul there, that I guess Brebeuf's defense is probably the story tonight, but I think there may be an assist to the Richmond Red Devils from that second game this afternoon, because obviously they took a lot out of Mt Vernon. Mt Vernon fought a game-long battle before they came out at the end, but I think they paid a price as far as the afternoon went.
Jeff Boyle, the junior guard, 5'9", 142 pounds, gives Schenk a little breaker right there. And you saw a second ago Jimmy Howell on the bench hanging his head, hoping that his team can get a little spark and get back into this basketball game. They trail by 16. They trail by 17. Larry Courtney gets his first free throw to fall. There's his performance I talked about a second ago this morning against Shelbyville. A 56-46 Brebeuf win. Gets them both to go. I'll tell you what, this one's getting away. It's an 18-point lead, the biggest lead of the day for the Brebeuf Braves. Number 4 in the state. 2:51 remains in the third quarter. It's high school basketball live from Hinkle Fieldhouse here on TTV4. We welcome those viewers who have just seen the Indiana Hoosiers advance to the Sweet 16 with a 12-point victory, actually 22-point victory, 82-60 over the Florida State Seminoles down in Louisville's Freedom Hall. Here, Alan Henderson has 13 and Brad Hostetter has 8 as Brebeuf leads by 18, 40-22. Field goal percentage, 41% for Brebeuf, 30% for Mt Vernon. Good defensive intensity inside. You see more defense right there, but the foul.
Mt Vernon has scored only 2 points in the second half.
And Brebeuf, Larry Winters, looks like he took one in the eye there. But he's a tough kid. He looks like he's shaking it off, too, as he picked up his second foul on that play. Let's take a look at it right here, Gary, see exactly what did happen.
Well, there's Kleine getting the pass, and there's the elbow. Unintentional, but nevertheless, I'll tell you what, you get a shot like that and get the foul, too, it doesn't hardly seem fair.
Kleine misses the shot from the line, though, and Henderson kind of gets the rebound, gets it over to Brian Anderson.
Tell you what, when you lose your legs and your concentration, that means you're tired, and Mount Vernon, I think, is a tired basketball team.
Courtney couldn't get that one to fall.
And if you're tired to begin with, looking up at a scoreboard, trailing 40-22, that doesn't help your adrenaline very much.
Doesn't help when you're in the 1-and-1 bonus situation. Now you have no fouls to give. But don't close the door on these guys. Not in the least, because Richmond had a lead this morning. And the Mount Vernon Marauders came storming back. Larry Courtney got called on the other side for his first foul of the day, and Chad Kleine will try to go to the line again. Chad's missed a couple most recently from the line, but he gets that one. 1-and-1s, 2-point on the line. Everything becomes very important when you trail by 17 points.
Well, Mount Vernon has to try to maybe get it down to 10 by the quarter, not getting too big a hurry, because it might go up even more.
You saw the free throw percentage, 77%. But it's been 50% from the line for Chad Kleine tonight. 2:18, quick steal, ball comes right at our table. But nothing but for Buff basketball.
Referee Tom May right there where he belongs. Got a real good look at it and says, hey, it's going this way.
Tom May, Tom Urban, our referees this evening. We've had consistent and excellent officiating throughout the tournament. Never want the officials to be bigger than the game itself. You want the kids to be able to play, and the officials have done a nice job of letting that happen all throughout our coverage here at Hinkle Fieldhouse. And that's why we've seen great basketball turnover there in Mount Vernon.
Well, the referees, you got to give them a tip of the hat. They've done an excellent job all day long. And my only pet peeve of referees are late calls. And I don't think we've seen a late call all day. They've been right there on the money.
They have had position, as we say. There's your turnovers. Mount Vernon has 10, Brebeuf 4. That a big difference. Kleine can't get that to fall as he got Henderson out of the way. And then Henderson came right back and said, I'm back in the way. Long pass to Courtney. He lays it in.
And who made that pass?
Alan Henderson. And Larry Courtney gets his first field goal of the night. He's got 4 total points. And that pass went nowhere from Boyle. He tried to find Kevin Browning, but Kevin wasn't quite there.
Well, Mount Vernon's really unraveled here in this third quarter. They've only scored 3 points, and Brebeuf really has stretched this one out. And it's in danger, Mount Vernon, of the thing just being completely out of control.
And Alan Henderson has been completely in control this third quarter as he draws another foul. And if that one's on Chad Kleine, that's number 4 on Kleine. Already on the bench is Gilpin with 4. The Twin Towers are in big trouble. Interesting to see, you just pointed it out, Gilpin is about to check into the basketball game for Chad Kleine. Here's the fast break. It all starts with the big man, number 44, Alan Henderson.
He grabs the ball, looks up. Little Joe Montana down and out to Larry Courtney or Jerry Rice, whichever you want to say. This time it's Larry Courtney. And excellent pass by Alan Henderson.
There you see Chad Kleine. He sits down with 4 personal fouls. And in the game with 4 personal fouls, number 50, Brian Gilpin. At the line, looking for his 14th point, number 44, Alan Henderson. Way off the mark on that one. Intense play by both these basketball teams. As Brian Anderson looks to have picked up another foul. And indeed he has.
That's
his third. Yep, you got it, Gary. Mike Miller goes, Brian, wait a second. We need a couple more good quality minutes out of you. I'm sitting down Brad Hostetter, giving him a rest because he's on the bench with 3 fouls. I need to get Brad back in there, but I need a couple more good minutes from you, Brian Anderson.
Huffman's at the line. He was there a lot today, but he's only been there 3 times tonight.
And he didn't miss much today. He's already missed more free throws now this evening than he did earlier today when he was 12 of 14 from the line. He's 1 of 4 tonight. Barber almost gets stripped, but finally regains possession of the ball. But he traveled. That was good pressure by who else but the lightning bug Huffman with a little help from number 10. It looks like Mike Carter. .42-23. Inside down low. Off the mark. is harder. And Alan Henderson says 5'9" against 6'9". I got a foot on you. I got the rebound.
Well, Carter had to hurry that shot. He saw Alan Henderson. He hurried it.
No hurry right there. Just perfect body movement by Larry Winters. Larry Winters has 7 points, and it's 44-23. The lead continues to increase. It's 21 points. Back down to 19 because of Huffman. 21 was the biggest lead of the night, though. Brebeuf starting to open things up, and they're running and gunning. But a block by Gilpin as he rejects Larry Winters, who really never got a good shot away. Huffman stops. He thought about the 3 for a second, decided to work it around. To Browning, who goes in and gets the bucket and the foul. Kevin Browning finally gets on the board and does it in a big way.
There's Browning. Takes the move to the left, beats Winters, goes to the hoop and draws the foul.
Let's take a second look at it. Dandy speed.
Fake to the right, good move to the left, beats his man, banks the shot. Nice play by Browning.
He'll try to continue to get in there. Larry Winters has 3 personal fouls. Browning will go to the line, try to complete the 3-point play. Coach Jimmy Howell says that he is the best athlete on the team. Speaking of athletes, Brad Hostetter's back in the game as Brian Anderson sits down for Brebeuf. Browning gets the 3-point play. 44-28. Look at the time. 19 seconds remain in the third quarter of basketball. Brebeuf working for that last shot. And working around nicely they do. 5 seconds left in the quarter. 3, 2, 1. Shots away. If it goes, it's good, but it does not fall. Man, oh man, that was a quarter that belonged to the Brebeuf Braves, hoping that they have 8 good minutes left. We've got 8 good minutes plus coming back to you. 44-28 after 3 quarters here at the Hinkle Fieldhouse. Live semi-state final action here on TTV4. Jimmy Howell with the worried look on the bench of Mount Vernon, and it's not the same team it was this morning, Gary Donna.
No, not at all. And a lot of proponents of the tournament still criticize the fact that the high school kids got to play 2 in 1 day, and if you play that second game, it can be tough, and it's been awful tough on Mount Vernon. They're just not the same ball club tonight.
Especially when you play against a Richmond Red Devil team which runs and guns Loyola Marymount style, and they certainly turned up the heat. We see the foul underneath. They turned up the heat. They forced themselves to play that pressure defense, which they do all day long, does Richmond, and that'll really take it out of a Mount Vernon squad.
Well, here's the thing, too. This afternoon, Mount Vernon 24-29 from the line, 83%. Tonight, they're 8 for 16. And nothing is a better indicator that when your legs go and your concentration goes, you just don't hit free throws as well. No question about it.
Alan Henderson on the line here does hit the free throw very well. The personal foul was on Chris White. That's his second, number 20 of the Mount Vernon Marauders.
Well, actually, Mount Vernon has only had 1 offensive force tonight, and that's been Chad Kleine.
Henderson. No, still has 14. Couldn't get the roll. Couldn't talk it into falling. The Marauders have to do more than talk right now. They got to get back into this game quick. Browning misses, a foul away. As Courtney got the rebound, started to work up the floor, and the foul's going to be called on Chris White. 2 quick fouls. He's got 3.
We also see the Mount Vernon shots hitting that front rim. You know, they're just not quite getting there. And usually it's not in the arm, it's in the legs. You know, when you don't get that extra thrust, when you don't get up that extra inch on your jump shot, then it falls an inch short. So I think really that although the Buffs done their own job themselves, that's for sure. I think Mike Miller might shake George Griffith's hands if he sees him around the field house tonight and say, hey, thanks a lot, because you took Mount Vernon to the limit, and we finished him off tonight.
Brebeuf, number 4 in the state. They have Alan Henderson, a future Indiana Hoosier. And, of course, the Hoosiers are in the Sweet 16. They beat Florida State 82-60 at Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. They move on to Charlotte, North Carolina now next weekend.
Brebeuf is in the Sweet 16, but they're heading to their own Final Four.
And wouldn't we love to see the Indiana Hoosiers back at the Final Four, the same place we'll see the boys' Final Four next week. None other than the Hoosier Dome in downtown Indianapolis. They don't often host basketball, but when they do, it is an event. You remember the 41,000 last year to watch Damon Bailey and the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. What a Cinderella story that one was. Now Damon's in the crimson and cream, as they say, and we'd like another Cinderella story, wouldn't we, Gary?
Well, I'll tell you what, the Henderson-Robinson conflict is one step closer, perhaps, too.
Now, they talk about that. Two teams with the best records pretty much remaining. As a matter of fact, they really do have it. As you see the foul on Henderson, Gary Roosevelt 27-1, Brebeuf 25-1, a foul on Henderson here.
There's a pass into Chad Kleine. He works and draws the foul from Henderson. Henderson got a lot of ball, but I think he also got a little bit of Chad Kleine.
And his face said, no, I thought I got a lot more ball than I did Chad Kleine, but nonetheless, he has 3 personal fouls. You talked about that Henderson matchup where Gary Roosevelt led in the first quarter, at least by 5 early on. Robinson, Henderson, Purdue, IU, almost as good as the storybook story last year of Damon Bailey on his way to an 8th grade. Bob Knight said, Damon can play.
Well, it would be a monstrous collision if we get to that point, because you'd have the 2 high school All-Americans, the 2 big men, the 2 Mr. Basketball candidates. You'd have it all in the dome.
Chad Kleine gets one of the 2 free throws.
But I'll tell you one thing, Mike, sorry there, but you also have some defense in the dome if Brebeuf gets there.
Absolutely. And some fine guard play. But not there, though. That was good defense, Mount Vernon style, backcourt violation.
Well, Mount Vernon's not giving up. You know, the spirit's willing, even if the flesh is weak right now.
Mount Vernon trails by 18 points, 7:20 remaining in the basketball game. Alan Henderson with the steal. Will it be showtime? He makes it look easy, but it won't fall there. He hangs up there so nicely, but he couldn't get that one to fall.
Well, as I've said before, you know, when he comes down the court, you forget he's 6'9". I mean, he handles the ball very, very well. You just don't realize what a big kid he is.
David Roberts, also a big scorer for this team. He's got 4, but 4 important ones tonight. Actually, he's got 7 with that 3-pointer. Courtney gets clobbered underneath by Chad Kleine. And that'll be it for Chad Kleine. And that hurts. That might be it. Chad Kleine is gone.
Well, he gets a good hand from everybody here in the field house. I even see some Brebeuf fans. Of course, I don't know whether they're clapping because he's leaving or they're showing some respect, but I like to think it's some respect. He's a good ball player. He comes in, tries to stop the shot, gets him with his body, and then reaches over his shoulder. And he knew it. He looked up, kind of rolled his eyes. He knew it was his fifth.
And that hurts because he's had 15 of the 29 points, as you said a moment ago, Gary. He's been the offense. Now the offensive punch is gone. Larry Courtney tries to punch the lead up just a little bit more. He just misses, gets the back rim. Gets the second with no mistake, though. 6:57 remains, 48-29. The Brebeuf Braves, the defense continues to be played well, and White gets nailed for the foul. Chris White, and that's 4 on Chris White, number 20 of the Mt Vernon Marauders. And what can you do here? I mean, if you're Mt Vernon, I mean, it looks like desperation. What really can you do, Gary?
Well, you know, they're tired. Their feet aren't moving as well. They're not getting up on their shots. And right there, when you're tired and your legs aren't working and your feet aren't working as well, then you reach. When you reach, you get fouls. And we've seen a lot of fouls by Mt Vernon. And, you know, basically, they're just out of gas.
Courtney, the freshman, doesn't get the roll. Gilpin gets the rebound. Huffman is a guy who can spark him, though. Shank could with the 3, and he nails it. Alex Shank nails the 3. The lead is 16.
Mt Vernon's not going to quit because Jimmy Howe's not that kind of coach, not that kind of kid.
Alan Henderson's not going to either. Can't get that one to fall, though. Loose ball finally goes to Mt Vernon.
The Mt Vernon fans aren't going to quit either. They're raising a little ruckus here. They want them to make a run.
They know they have it in them. They can get just that little more energy as Larry Winters checks back into the basketball game, replacing the freshman, Larry Courtney. Courtney's going to be fun to watch the next couple of years. Fun to watch today has been Huffman and Browning driving, lane, short, but he's fouled.
Looks like Larry Winters perhaps drew that foul.
That's exactly what it is, and that'll be his fourth. So fouls are prevalent now in the latter starts of this basketball game. 6:13 remaining. And Kevin Browning goes to the line. Kevin has 3 points on the night. He had 13, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists against Richmond.
Browning's a junior. He'll be back next year, and he'll be a good one for Coach Jimmy Howe.
Good show from the line right there as he buries both. David Roberts pulls up. No reason to hurry for Brebeuf. They can work the clock now with just over 6 minutes left. But when you have the open shot, you take it. Sometimes it falls, sometimes it doesn't, though.
It's a good shot. You had to take that one. You don't want to quit trying to score.
Gilpin back out to Shank. Shank again from 3. Yes! 2 straight three-pointers from Alex Shank. And almost a turnover there. And Winters just turned around in time. Gave to Roberts. And Roberts gets the roll. Nice move by David Roberts off the pass from Larry Winters. The lead, though, is cut to 13. And Jimmy Howe's up, and so's Mike Miller. And the three's on the way. That one won't fall. Gilpin can't get the rebound. Hofstetter does. But we'll have a foul away.
After Shank's three a couple of transitions ago, Huffman stole that ball and went in. It was a big block by Alan Henderson, because if that layup goes, I think that would have cut it to 11 or maybe even to 9. Instead, there was the block, the transition down the court. David Roberts scored and got it back up to 13. So Mount Vernon's not going to quit. They may be tired, but don't count them out. They're going to keep making a charge.
And Hofstetter shoots well from the line. Can't get that one, but Alan Henderson does, but he can't get the roll. 50-37. Mount Vernon trying to get back in it. But a turnover. Wait, they're going to talk about it.
Little frustration.
And it goes the other way. Tom Irvin talked about it. The decision went the other way. Mount Vernon keeps the ball.
There's a bump by Roberts and a pushback by Shank there.
Don't tell me Mount Vernon's backing down. This game is not over. A lot of time left. Gilpin inside, stolen by Henderson. And Henderson avoids the pressure. The starters are backing at guard. Hofstetter and Barber. The freshman Courtney to the senior Henderson, who does it nicely over 6'11" Brian Gilpin. Alan Henderson has lit it up in the second half here. He has got 16 points on the night. Shank off the window, misses. Rebound, David Roberts underneath. There'll be a foul called underneath.
Shank hit a couple of threes, and he got a little too much in a hurry then. He was off balance. That wasn't a very good shot.
That's going to be the foul on Mark Barnett. That's his second personal foul. In the bonus situation are both teams. So David Roberts will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1 as we look at Jimmy Howe. What's Jimmy thinking right now, Gary?
Well, I think he'd like to have Chad Kleine on the floor for one thing, and he'd probably like to have another quarter or start this one over.
There's no doubt about that. What we're going to have is time to think about it. As there's a timeout on the floor, the basketball game is far from over, but it is a 15-point Brebeuf lead. 4:38 remains at the Hinkle Fieldhouse here on TTV4. At the line, David Roberts. He's trying to think about next week, but not too early, because free throws will be important down the line for the Brebeuf Braves. David Roberts averages 9. He's got 9 at this point. Now he's got 10. Nice touch from the line, too, Barry.
Well, here's another guy who struggled, but he stepped up here when the chips were on the line, and he's come through with possible double figures here tonight.
Oh, it's a shooter's roll. That was the Brebeuf basket roll, wasn't it? 54-37. 4:31. Browning the 3 on the way. Off the mark, rebound underneath by Roberts. And there's going to be a foul call. And and Roberts will go back and shoot the 1-and-1 again. Then Jimmy Howell is saying, please, somebody step up. Be my Chad Kleine, even if it takes two of you. Huffman, what a great day of basketball he's played. But he's nailed right there for his third personal foul.
Well, I think now, you know, Mt Vernon, they're going to give it their best shot, but I think it's going to be too little, too late. I think when you got a Brebeuf that's in control, you got an Alan Henderson to go to if it gets close. I think Brebeuf can ride this one out pretty well.
Roberts doesn't get that one to fall on the free throw lineup. Browning with the rebound. Huffman has his great block by Hofstetter, and Hofstetter finally gets the ball back.
I bet Hofstetter's happy at 5'9". He tried to unblock a whole lot of shots.
Yeah, but he has an inch on Huffman still, right? Loose ball foul. Everybody's looking. Henderson raises his hand, helps us out. And that's 4 on Alan Henderson. So keep an eye on that, folks. 17-point lead. Alan Henderson has 16 points. He averages 29.
It's a tough enough chore to come back on a team like Brebeuf, but when you got your #1 offensive weapon on the bench, overall offensive weapon, and tonight, the only offensive weapon.
Roger Huffman buries it. Huffman has 6.
No one else besides Chan Kleine in double figures tonight for Mt Vernon. Usually there's 3 or 4 Mt Vernon Marauders in double figures.
Now he's 3 for 6 from the line, 3 for 7.
But I would guess that Brebeuf defense might have a little something to do with that.
Absolutely. Almost a great defensive play by Kevin Browning. Mt Vernon, that's what they've got to do, though. They've got to get in the way. They've got to try to make things happen. Huffman's done it all day long, but now he's got 4 fouls. Roger Huffman, the 5'8" senior guard. He is what Mt Vernon basketball is all about. Intense.
There we go. There comes,
and hard-working.
There comes Hofstetter, and Huffman did not get planted. He was moving.
Give him a 9-8 on the fall, too. Hofstetter gets the first one to fall.
Best performance by a falling guard.
Unfortunately for Mt Vernon, it looks like they'll be fallen Marauders. Double figures for Hofstetter. Man, oh man, oh man. Brad Hofstetter had 10 earlier. He has 10 now. And we've got 4:03 remaining in the basketball game as Jimmy Howell tries to get his guys pumped up as we're here with the Hinkle Fieldhouse in the Indianapolis Semi-State Finals here on TV4. Mt Vernon fans are still behind their team. They really are, and so are the Brebeuf fans. We've had great fans here, all the regional and sectional and semi-state long. The support for these young men is great. But that shot not good enough. Hofstetter with another rebound. He's picked up a lot of loose balls today. And he's kept it from getting too loose on the Brebeuf side. He and Barber control the offense and have controlled it quite well today as Hofstetter's in double figures. Henderson, nice look pass quickly to Roberts, but he traveled.
Well, Jim Russ of the Indianapolis News just told me, if this is correct, it's quite a story. Whitco advancing to the state finals 67-58, and if that's true, they came back from a 16-point halftime deficit. So if that holds up, Whitco's in the dome.
And traveling is Ali Schack. And we've just been told by the truck that is the official score. That's what they have also, so we'll go with it. Whitco is 1. Is Brebeuf 2. Looks like it as it is right now, and it's Gary Roosevelt and Brownsburg also playing Azar Vincennes and Terre Haute South in Evansville.
And Gary Roosevelt has a 3-point lead with under 2 minutes to go.
They did the buzzer beater story today. Robinson 42-41. Glenn Robinson with the buzzer beater as Gary Roosevelt got by Anderson Highland.
I'll tell you what, Bill Patrick has to be a Coach of the Year candidate up at Whitco. He lost 4 of 5 starters from his regional championship team from a year ago. Had 1 starter back. That was Steve Nicodemus, who got 36 today. And they come back with just 1 starter and go to the dome.
And that's the dream of all these kids. That dream shot almost fell for Huffman, but he got the shot. And that's what it's all about. Winning a state championship.
Hofstetter picks up his 4th foul there. He had such luck blocking the shot before. He thought he'd go for another one, but this time it didn't work.
Taking that 1-inch advantage over Roger Huffman. 5'9" against 5'8". Huffman has 4 fouls. but he's on the foul line and gets it. That's 8 points for Roger Huffman, the MVP of the Newcastle Regional. 5 of 8 from the line.
He's got 9. That makes him the second leading scorer. Gilpin had 8, and of course Chad Kleine with 13.
That's much below Klein's average, though, as Larry Courtney gets fouled. And that'll be it for Brian Gilpin. The Twin Towers have officially been grounded.
That pass from Alan Henderson was a nice one. Here's Hostetter into Henderson. He turns, looks, recognizes open underneath, and Gilpin was a step late. He gets foul number 5.
Brian Gilpin fouls out with 4 points, and before he left the floor, he came back and shook the hands of Alan Henderson and Brad Hostetter and Larry Courtney. A great show of sportsmanship. And as I've mentioned, Henderson and Gilpin will meet each other back down in Bloomington. Gilpin, just a junior, on his way to Indiana University, to play for Bob Knight. Courtney 5 of 7 tonight. 6 of 8.
No, he's got a basket.
Yeah, he's got a field goal, and then he's got a lot of points from the line, and gets another one right there. Larry Courtney, the freshman, a big part of this Brebeuf squad.
And his contribution was off the bench tonight.
Certainly was, and was earlier today, too. The Marauders gave Mutterspaw see some time. He's a junior. He can't get it to fall. And again, picking up the loose ball, one of the great guards, Greg Barber. There's another man out of the basketball game. It'll be Roger Huffman. So the swan song has begun, unintentionally as it is. Roger Huffman with 5 fouls. And a standing ovation from his fans as he leads with 9 points.
Well, I think Mount Vernon, actually, I just think after that game against Richmond, where they had to play that up-tempo ball game, and Mount Vernon, it's not their ball game. They were successful. They survived it. But I just think the well was dry tonight. I don't think Mount Vernon, they gave all they had. They just didn't have enough left to give.
Greg Barber hits from the line.
Their shots fell short. They were a step slow on defense. Free throws weren't going, and those are all telltale signs of one word, fatigue.
And the pictures of Roger Huffman on the bench tell the story. Shank pulls up from 3. Short.
Short again.
And Brebeuf basketball one more time. 59-41. Mike Miller can feel it. The first time Brebeuf has ever advanced this far in the state tournament in the history of the high school.
Brebeuf gives up 41 points a game in the tournament. That's
nice backdoor pass. Larry Courtney from David Roberts. It all started with Alan Henderson.
And for Mount Vernon, when it rains, it pours now.
20-point lead again. Steele, Hostetter to Henderson.
Mike, can you say slam dunk?
Can you say 3? The other way. Shank. 3 threes. Can you say Roberts? Yeah. Running and gunning. Brebeuf having fun. 10 points for Roberts. Hostetter flipping right over the scorer's table.
We just got to look at Hostetter up close and personal.
It's celebration time, Brebeuf Braves style. And the fans are on their feet.
Barber, Winters, Henderson, they all come out of the ball game, and they're a happy trio.
Great move by the head coach, Mike Miller. Let these other guys who practice so hard as Henderson sits down with 18 points see a little PT. Let them feel the excitement.
And you also don't want any last-minute injuries.
Absolutely. 65-46. Lincoln Chapel gets the bucket. as really Jimmy Howell doing the same thing, letting those guys get on the floor. As this one winds down. Nice steal by White. He lays it in.
Well, Chris White's not quitting. He's still going full force.
Foul on White. It's either going to be on White or Lincoln Chapel.
And if that's White, that's another player biting the dust via the disqualification route for 5 personal fouls.
And it is. That's 5 on Chris White. So Chris White, Chad Kleine, Brian Gilpin, and Roger Huffman have all fouled out of the basketball game. But White got his bucket before he fouled out just a moment ago with the steal.
See, that's another indication, too. Mount Vernon have no such foul trouble this afternoon against really a quicker team in Richmond. But tonight, those feet were slow, those legs are tired, and even emotionally, I think their reactions were slow because, you know, they left it all on the floor this afternoon, and that's the way it goes.
Alan Henderson has reason to smile. Didn't have a super big day today, but it was big enough, and that's all that matters.
Let's put it this way. He did what he had to do. He didn't try to do too much. He got the ball to the people, and I think I call this Brebeuf offense a take what the defense gives type of situation. They've done it all through the tournament, and they did it again tonight.
Greg Barber now with 7. Kevin Browning sat down for Mount Vernon, got a nice round of applause. But he'll be back another year. Carter gets stopped inside by number 30, Mark Moss, a 6'1 senior forward of Brebeuf, but he picks up the foul. Mike Miller, the head coach of the Brebeuf Braves. They will up their record to 26-1.
And that one loss they avenged against Ben Davis in the sectional. Mike Miller, I think, just told that young number 30, Mark Moss, hey, we're winning. Don't be fouling people. Let's get this over with. The sooner we get it over with, the sooner we celebrate.
That's exactly right. Already the party's starting in the stands. Brebeuf, the hometown team, really, if you have a home court advantage, it would have to be handed to Brebeuf. That's for sure. And they've taken advantage of it all the way through.
Well, we're in the parade portion now as we watch the Brebeuf Brave fans celebrating. We're number 1. We're in that parade portion of the game. We parade to one foul line, we parade the other foul line. There's the other side of the coin. A very solemn, a very somber Mount Vernon bench.
But to get to the Sweet 16 takes a heck of a lot of talent, determination, and class. And both these teams have that.
Now they went a step farther. They went to the final 8. So 384 ball clubs in the tournament to get to the final 8. Hey, nothing to be ashamed of there.
The Elite 8. Barber hits from the line again. And he'll come out of the basketball game. And number 10, Nate Miller, a 5'10 freshman guard, will see the floor. And the big 5 are hugging. Greg Barber leads with 9 points. David Roberts still in there.
Looks down. Nice pass by Roberts.
To Otis Gordon, who lays it in nicely.
Nice recognition by David Roberts. He looked down, saw Gordon, gave him a bucket.
3 on the way from Lincoln Chapel, short. And a nice pass right there. And Moss a little bit behind him. He had to slow up, but takes it strong to the hoop, loses the ball, though, off his leg. Mount Vernon basketball. 71-49. The Brebeuf Braves with 46 seconds left, and there goes David Roberts for his swan song, and Mike Miller gives him a big hug. Entering the game, Alex Walker.
But that swan song is only for tonight because they will fly high next week at the Hoosier Dome.
Way up for 3 and off the mark. Rebound, John McCray. I believe I just heard over the loudspeaker Gary Roosevelt 69-65 over Brownsburg. If that be the case, Gary Roosevelt will be at the Dome next week.
Well, Nate Miller, a 5'10 freshman. Gee whiz, here I am at Hinkle Fieldhouse. I'm a freshman. I'm at the foul line. Never thought I'd be here. Look at him there, boy. He's concentrating. He's getting him some air. He's taking a deep breath. He's concentrating. But no luck.
Mutterspaugh drives, gets it. Gabe Mutterspaugh.
He can get that T-shirt I scored in Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Almost got 4 real quick. He was fouled by Nate Miller, who we just talked about, the freshman guard. These freshmen, man, they're just thinking about their driver's license. Basketball, wait till I get my driver's license so I can drive home from practice. 20-point lead for Brebeuf. 25 seconds remain. Mutterspaugh is at the line. We will do our best to visit with Mike Miller, the Brebeuf head coach, at the completion of our basketball game. Mutterspaugh makes no mistake. 4 points. Time is ticking down. 24 ticks to the clock away are the Brebeuf Braves.
Well, Mount Vernon's going to get their 12 points and more than Brebeuf usually gives up in the ball game, but it's kind of anticlimactic. I mean, they've got a lot of those after the game was decided, but I just think it was the team offense and team defense here were the 2 main factors for Brebeuf tonight, and probably some fatigue on the Mt Vernon Marauders' part.
Nate got another chance to get it, but couldn't. But Boyle, dandy move. Dandy move by Jeff Boyle. He went to the left hand. 13 seconds left and a foul. No, actually, we're going to have a violation called on Nate Miller, the freshman.
Down in Evansville in the second quarter, Terre Haute South, a 40-19 lead over Vincennes.
Carter buries the 3. Mike Carter. Otis Gordon the other way. And that's it. Brebeuf is the champions. We'll be back to talk about it. Brebeuf is on the way to the Dome. They are victorious here tonight, 73-58. Mike Miller says, we're number 1. It's high school basketball here on TV4. The final, 73-58. We are the champions, at least so far, is the cry for the Brebeuf Braves. We are here courtside with the winning coach, Mike Miller. Congratulations. How's it feel?
Well, it feels really good. You know, to get to the Final Four is a great accomplishment for these kids, and we're not champions yet. We won sectional, regional, and semi-state, but we still haven't won the state. But we're really excited to be going to the Final Four, and it's a great accomplishment for our players in the school.
You talk about players. It was certainly a lot of players today. Not just Alan Henderson, although he had his part. Your team is starting to show everybody around the state this is not Alan Henderson. These are the Brebeuf Braves.
Yeah, I think that the rest of the kids really stepped up and did a nice job today. And Alan was a little under the weather for the second game. I thought he competed hard, but I'll tell you what, their big kids inside are awful tough. They did a great job of keeping him from getting it inside. Second half, we tried to get him out on the floor a little bit more and get him in some better spots where he could pass the ball and maybe spot up himself a little bit or drive and penetrate, and it worked out fairly well.
Everything's worked out well for you so far. I'm going to let you go celebrate with your team. Mike Miller and the Brebeuf Braves are the champions. We'll be back to wrap things up here at the Hinkle Fieldhouse. The final, 73-58, Brebeuf a winner. It's high school basketball here on TV4. The Brebeuf Braves win it by 15 points. They are the Hinkle Semi-State champions. They are on their way to the state finals next week in the Dome. 73-58 the final over Mt Vernon, Gary. It was a great basketball day in all.
Well, it was, and Mt Vernon, as I mentioned earlier several times, I think they just ran out of gas. They had a tough game with the type of tempo that they do not like to play. That score got up in the 70s. They survived it, but they dodged the bullet in the afternoon, but they were too slow to get out of the way of the bullet of the Brebeuf Braves at night. So they go down. Great year for Jimmy Howe and his team. Brebeuf moves on, and there will be some defense in the Dome. They all talk about Alan Henderson. He's a superstar, but I think the Brebeuf defense, you can't say enough about it, and also the fact that they are a team, and whoever they need to step forward, somebody does it, whether it be Courtney, whether it be Winters, whether it be the backcourt, Hostetter and Barber, whether it be David Roberts in the second half tonight. Whatever they need, they get just enough And they're going to the Dome.
And they're hoping to get Gary Roosevelt in the final if Gary Roosevelt can get by Whitko. We know Roosevelt and Whitko will go. Brebeuf awaiting the winner from Evansville. 3 of the 4 are in for next week's boys finals. It should be a dandy one. We'll be here to wrap up this one from courtside. It's the Hinkle Semi-State, and it's a final. Brebeuf a winner, 73-58. High school basketball here on TTV4. The road to the Dome is 3/4 paved, and we will be at the Dome Friday night, 7:30, a special Indiana Sports Tonight. Join myself and Gary Donna there for a high school preview to talk about Saturday's action. Brebeuf at 26-1 are the Indianapolis Hinkle Semi-State champions.